All right, let's talk about a drug where timing is everything. I mean, we're talking about a choice that can mean the difference between breathing freely in minutes or waiting almost an hour. Yeah, it's that critical.
Okay, picture this. Your patient can't breathe, the clock is absolutely ticking. You've got the right drug in your hand, but now you have to make a choice. And that choice is going to decide if this drug works now or much, much later. So, what we're dealing with here is a full blown breathing emergency. The airways are shutting down, could be asthma, could be COPD, whatever it is, every single second counts. There's just no time to waste. So, what's our go to tool in this situation? It's a powerful drug called Terbutaline. And to really get why this explainer is so important, we need to break down what it is and, you guessed it, how we use it. Okay, so what exactly is Terbutaline? Think of it as a negotiator. It's a type of drug called a bronchodilator. It goes right to the smooth muscles that are squeezing the airways shut and basically tells them, hey, chill out, relax. And when they do, those airways open right up, letting air flow through again. It's built to stop that scary bronchospasm cold. But here's the twist, and this is the whole reason we're talking about this. How you give this drug is just as important as what it is. The delivery method, it changes everything. Seriously, the journey it takes inside the body is the entire story here. All right, let's break it down. We've got two main routes to give terbutaline. And believe me, they are not created equal. They are on completely different clocks. Okay, so here are our two contenders. On one side, you've got an injection that goes just under the skin. That's subcutaneous. On the other, a simple pill you swallow. Now, look at these numbers. The injection gets to work in like 5 minutes. The pill, you're waiting 30 to 45 minutes. That's an eternity when someone is struggling for air. And that, right there, is why the shot is for emergencies and the pill is for just routine maintenance. This chart really spells it out, doesn't it? We're looking at the time it takes to get real significant relief, a major opening of the airways. With the injection, you're looking at about 15 minutes for that big effect. But with the pill, you could be waiting 45 minutes. That huge gap you see, that's everything. That's the whole ball game in an emergency. So you've got to be asking, why? Why is one a speedboat and the other a leaky rowboat? Well, it all comes down to the journey the drug takes to get where it needs to go, the lungs. Let's follow the pill's slow, long journey. First, you swallow it. It has to go through the stomach, then get absorbed by the GI tract. But it's not done. Then it has to take a detour to the liver, where a bunch of it gets filtered out. That's called first-pass metabolism. Only what's left after all of that finally gets into the bloodstream to work. It's kind of like sending a letter with a bunch of layovers and security checks. It's going to take a while. But the injection, that's like hiring a direct courier. It completely bypasses that whole digestive system obstacle course. It goes right under the skin, gets absorbed directly into the bloodstream, and boom, it's off to the lungs to start working right away. No detours, no delays.
Okay, that's the science. But what does this actually mean for you, out in the real world? Let's get into the practical, on-the-ground takeaways.
And this leads us to the single most important rule here. I want you to burn this into your brain. Oral terbutaline should never be used for an acute breathing emergency. Ever. It is just way too slow. So for all you folks in EMS, .SC injection is a great tool to have in your back pocket, especially if an inhaler isn't cutting it. You can expect to see things turn around pretty quickly. But you also got to be ready for the side effects. You might see some tremors, a racing heart, that's tachycardia, some anxiety, and you should even keep an eye out for low potassium.
All right, if you zone out for everything else, just remember this one thing. This is the key. Terbutaline. Fast when you inject it, slow when you swallow it. That's it. We're talking minutes versus half an hour, maybe even 45 minutes. That's the takeaway. That's what can make all the difference.
You know, this whole thing isn't just about one drug. It's a huge reminder that in medicine, the little details can have massive consequences. It really makes you think, right? What other everyday medical decisions are hiding this kind of race against the clock secret? Something to chew on. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, stay curious.